Do you think MLB is too harsh on the New York teams in particular? What do you think of the rule as a whole, too, with them tracking down on the sticky substances?
I don't really think it's they're targeting New York teams more so than anything else. Remember, Domingo Germán got a chance to wash his hands. So that's an interpretation of the rule that we haven't seen many times. We saw Drew Smith get suspended before throwing a pitch. I think the randomized when they check is kind of alarming to some guys. Some of these guys are swearing it, and we've seen David Cohn gave the demonstration on ESPN where it's just sweat and rosin, and he's able to make it sticky enough that the ball sticks to his fingers and doesn't come down. So if it is truly sweat and rosin, this is something that MLB has to do a much better job of educating. Or if these guys are feeling that it's beyond the tackiness that it should have for just sweat and rosin, there's a simple solution to this thing. You guys, traveled on an airplane in the last 5 years. You go through the metal detector and they decide randomly, hey, we're going to test your clothing, see if you got anything on you. And they wipe you. Hey, that scanner doesn't take too long. Scan this guy's hand. Tell me what's on his hands, what kind of substances. If it's more than rosin, there you go. Take care of him. I think they could do that in 30 seconds or less rather than this interpretation by 4 different umpires who always go on record saying it's the stickiest hand I've ever felt in all my years.
You know what's so funny? And I laugh at these new rules that the Major League likes to bring in, and I'm not a big fan of Rob Manfred. As a matter of fact, I make fun of him all the time.
Has anybody changed the sport more than him in 5 years?
No, and
he's changed the sport unbelievably.
Yeah, and it doesn't make the sport better.
Right, absolutely.
So I think the guy's a complete idiot. A lot of different people would do a better job than Rob Manfred. It shouldn't matter what's on your finger. It shouldn't matter if they took steroids. They go out and they play every day. They put fannies in the seats. What does it matter? But Bud Selig, when he was the commissioner of baseball, he said, you know what? I just turned my head. Mark McGwire doing it, Sammy Sosa, Rafael Perez. Keep doing it, guys. It's helping baseball. And then all of a sudden, when the politics came into it, all of a sudden he says, I tried to stop this. I tried. Get the hell out of here. You're an idiot. So is Rob Manfred. Let's bring Theo in or somebody like that. A real baseball guy that actually knows what he's doing. Am I right or wrong here?
No, you know what? There's a lot of things that you can look at, and that's one thing that has always irked me. That things that you never thought you would see changed in the game in a matter of 5 years. I go back to the Ruben Tejada play, Chase Utley rule. Taking out a guy at second base was everything. It's a game changer. That's a mojo changer for a team. And in that situation, especially, he did nothing wrong except play the game the way we've been taught since we were kids. Go hard in the second base. Don't let them turn that double play. 8th inning, down by a run. That tied the ball game up right there. Had they not been able to do that, because like the rule now, you have to come up and slide and not touch the guy. It changes the integrity of the game, in my estimation. Guys were taught to get the hell out the way and turn that double play. Guys are taught, if you can't turn the double play, catch the ball and get out the way so that you don't get hit. Same thing with the sliding rule at home plate, right? The Buster Posey rule. If it wasn't Buster Posey, we probably wouldn't be talking about this. It would still be one of the best plays in all of sports is the ability to try and jar the ball loose and score a run. And as a catcher, you loved it. You stood your ground. You wanted to initiate that contact because you're the one with the equipment on, right? You're the one with the helmet on. So they were protected as it is. It was just unfortunate circumstance where his leg was extended. He tried to block the plate with his leg. Too much. It's his fault as much as anybody else's. You keep going along the lines. Now, no shift, bigger bases, pitch clock. The pitch clock absolutely drives me nuts. And I get it. It speeds up the game. But you know what is not fun? It's not fun going to a ball game and you go up to go get something to eat, and by the time you come back, it's the 5th inning. That's not fun, right? It's one of those things where if you're watching it at home, wow, the pace of this game is great. I can watch something else tonight and not just, turn off the TV and go to sleep. I understand that. But by the time I get off the air at 7:30 and I get home to New Jersey, it is literally the 6th inning already. And I have to watch this thing on my phone as I'm walking through Manhattan to make sure I see every pitch. So it's nerve-wracking. It's nerve-wracking to someone like me. And I can imagine you spend a lot of money to go get tickets to the game. You go and you park for $70 and you're in and out in 2 hours. And yeah, that's great for baseball, right? It's like, the new age, they want everything faster. But baseball's never had a clock. And to think about, these playoff games that are going to matter so much. And if somebody gets called out or somebody gets walked in due to a pitch clock violation to end the World Series, I would never, ever, ever, Rob Manfred could never look anybody in the eye again.